Hello, good morning students. Welcome back. Today we will see chapter number 10 from history, 18th century political formations. There will be two parts and we will be going to see part 1 today. This is the last chapter of history as well as your syllabus. Come on, let's move on to the topics. The crisis of the empire and the later Mughals. That is what the first slide says. The crisis of the empire and the later Mughals. The crisis of the empire means the Mughal empire we are talking about. And after the Mughals, the British started ruling the Indians. So the crisis, mushkile, problems of the empire, Mughal empire and the later Mughals, or the successors of Aurangzeb, then Shah Jahan, etc. If we look at the map of India given in textbook that you have to see, we can observe how the boundaries of the Mughal empire were reshaped due to the emergence of a number of independent kingdoms. So initially when we see when Akbar was ruling or when Aurangzeb was ruling, at that time the map of India almost covering the entire portion from north to south, including that Afghanistan, Pakistan area and all, and till south, till Karnataka and some part of Mysore and all. So you can see the big empire when Akbar as well as when Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, etc., when they were ruling us. But now we can see the map of India is entirely different. So it is not as big as it was during the time of Shah Jahan or for that matter Aurangzeb. By 1765, the British had successfully grabbed मतलब छीन लिया major parts of the territory of Eastern India. As I told you, the British started ruling us with the establishment of English East India Company. Then by 1765, they slowly started acquiring the eastern part of India, that is Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, those regions. New political groups emerged in the subcontinent during the first half of the 18th century. Mughal Empire reached the height of success and started facing a variety of crises towards the closing years of 17th century. So once it was at the height of success, now it started showing its downfall or started facing the problem. So this is the extension of the Mughal Empire. Okay. This is the second map. That means that it is reshaped. It was not during the time of the Mughals. This is the reshaped map. You can see that Bengal and other provinces are being captured by the British later. The later Mughal empires should be emperors lacked, कमी रह गया उनको, imperial administrative efficiency, which made it difficult to check the growing powers of the Mansabdars. So now we will be going to see who are the Mansabdars. Mansabdar, it is a position or rank. So military rank or it's an administrative rank given to particular officers, just like monitors type. So in the absence of the teacher, the monitors will take care of the class. In the same way that Mansabdars will be, or I can say they were assigned a particular province to look after either the administration or the military affairs. Now the Mughal emperors, they were very weak. Either they were not powerful as an administrator or as a military chief. They were not powerful. So taking the advantage of the situation, now the Mansabdars, they were the assistant or the helpers, you can say. Now their power started increasing. Now they started capturing more powers. Later Mughal emperors where the puppets मतलब जो है उनका खुद का डिसीजन नहीं होता है. They are now listening to others. जो बोलता है ना स्ट्रॉन्ग पार्टी, उनको बोलते हैं हाँ 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 या ना ना करना. They are called as puppets. in the hands of either one or the other powerful group. It may be the nobles, it may be the mansabdars. So they were the puppets. Okay, the later Mughals, they are considered to be the emperors after the death of Aurangzeb. So Aurangzeb dies in the year 1707, and whomsoever occupy the throne after the death of Aurangzeb, they are all considered to be later Mughal emperors. So they were the puppets. They were not having their own decision making power. Peasant and zamindari rebellions in many parts of northern and western India added to these problems. So the emperors were not strong. First of all, peasants and now the zamindars, they also started rebellion. In the midst of economic and political crisis, the crisis problem, what were the problem? Economic problem was also there, plus the political problems were also there. Invasion by Nadir Shah in 1739 and Ahmad Shah Abdali between 1748 to 1761 almost destroyed the Mughal Empire. There were already the problem of the mansabdars, the nobles, and the peasants and zamindars and all. In the middle of all these problems, this foreign invaders like Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali, it also destroyed the Mughal Empire. Now let's come to, this is what the situation of the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire, ultimately they were not strong enough to control the affairs of the Delhi or the region which they occupied in India, and taking the advantage of the situation, some of the foreign invaders plus the nobles and mansabdars, they started growing or increasing their power in India and they become strong. Now in this situation what happens? The emergence of new states. मैंने वही कहा कि मनसबदार ने, अभी तो पहले मनसबदार करके थे, अभी गुलामी कर रहे थे, मतलब एज ए सर्वेंट जैसे काम करते थे. जब उनको पता चला कि उनका राजा जो है पावरफुल नहीं है, अभी वो राजा से कि अपना नाता छोड़ता है और अपना खुद का एक स्टेट फॉर्म करते हैं. ऐसे कौन से स्टेट फॉर्म हुआ? लेट्स सी. After the decline of the authority of the Mughal emperors, the governors of large provinces, the Zubedars and the Zamindars, consolidated the authority in different parts of the subcontinent. As I told you, the governors of large province. So large, it was divided into various provinces and each province was given under the leadership of a governor or a mansabdar. Is okay, and some of the provinces were given under the guidance of Subedar, and matlab province was again, it was divided into subas. Okay, suba करके, suba मतलब जैसे कि the state is divided into, sorry, the country is divided into state, state is divided into district, ऐसे ही. Large province, India was divided into various province. Province हम state को compare कर सकते हैं, and province was again divided into subas. Subas मतलब हम compare कर सकते हैं district type. Okay, and the zamindars consolidated, अपना position उन्होंने strong बना दिया in different parts of the subcontinent. The Mughal Empire gradually fragmented मतलब टुकड़ा टुकड़ा हो गया into number of regional independent states like Awadh, then Bengal, then Hyderabad, then Watan Jagir with Rajput principalities and Marathas, Sikh and the Jats. How many? Now टुकड़ा टुकड़ा हो गया. The entire Mughal Empire is now fragmented into number of states like Awadh, then Bengal, then Hyderabad, these three new states, then Watan Jagir with the Rajputs, then Marathas, then Sikhs and the Jats. In the coming, or I can say slides, we are going to study each and one of these topics individually. Now let's come to the next point, the old Mughal provinces. These three states were the old Mughal provinces. It was maybe from 1520 during the time of Babur. Okay, it might be in existence. The three important states, they are Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad. Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad were founded by the members of the Mughal nobility. They belonged to the Mughal noble class. They were Saadat Khan, Murshid Quli Khan and Asaf Jah. These three important, Saadat Khan, Murshid Quli Khan and Asaf Jah respectively. Respectively means Saadat Khan for Awadh, Murshid Quli Khan for Bengal and Asaf Jah for Hyderabad. Now we'll see one by one state. First of all, Hyderabad, the state of Hyderabad. Now it's a part of Andhra Pradesh. Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. The last one we are going to study now first, Hyderabad. Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. It is his full name and short form we call him as Asaf Jah. A powerful member of the court of the Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar. So he was the powerful noble of during the time of Farrukhsiyar. And who is this Farrukhsiyar? He is one of the Mughal emperor after Aurangzeb, or you can say the successors of Aurangzeb. Being the servant of the Mughal emperor, who is now servant? Asaf Jah. He was a servant. He ruled quite independently without seeking any direction from Delhi or facing any interference. He was quietly and independently he was ruling the particular province called Hyderabad. So Asaf Jah, he was a servant of the Mughal emperor and started ruling Hyderabad quietly during the time of Farrukhsiyar. Let's come on. Let's see what will happen to Farrukhsiyar. Taking advantage of the turmoil matlab uncertainty in the Deccan means south, and the competition among the court nobility, he gathered power in his hands and became the actual ruler of the region. So he now realizes that in Delhi the condition is not good. The nobles, they are now seeking their independence. Taking the advantage of the situation, he now declares or he now starts ruling Hyderabad independently. Hyderabad remained in struggle against the Marathas in the west, Telugu warriors chiefs in the Deccan, that is in the Deccan Plateau, and British in the east. So he has to face, or I can say, certain problems with the Marathas on one hand, with the Telugu warrior chiefs, that is in his own place, Deccan Plateau, and with the British in the eastern side. Then this is with regard to Hyderabad. Asaf Jah, being a servant of the Mughal Empire during the time of Farrukhsiyar, he now started ruling Hyderabad independently, seeking his, or I can say, emerging powerful ruler. Next one is Awadh. Burhan ul Mulk Saadat Khan. His short form is Saadat Khan. He is famously known as Saadat Khan, but full name Burhan ul Mulk Saadat Khan. Who was he? He was a Subedar. As I told you, what is Subedar? It's a civil or military rank, and he is considered to be a senior official during the British time. Of Awadh, managed the political and financial plus military affairs of the province of Awadh. So he has been given the responsibility of Awadh. Who was he? He was a Subedar, and he was managing the political affairs, the military affairs plus the financial affairs. He tried to decrease the Mughal influence by reducing the Jagirdars and seizing the Rajput Zamindars and the fertile lands of Rohilkhand. So he now started to reduce the influence of the Mughals so that he can declare his independence. He now wants less influence of the Mughal rules, and it was possible only by reducing the Jagirdars. New social groups like money lenders and bankers influenced the management of the state's revenue system. So he started seeking the help of the money lenders as well as the bankers too, in order to improve the condition of the financial status of Awadh. Now let's come to Bengal, the third province. Bengal gradually broke away from the Mughal control under Murshid Quli Khan. To reduce the Mughal influence in Bengal, he transferred all Mughal Jagirdars to Orissa and ordered a major reassessment of the revenue of Bengal. What he did, he transferred all the Mughal Jagirdars to Orissa. Okay, from Bengal he transferred them to Orissa and reassessment. Assessment मतलब क्या है कि एक बार वो assessment मतलब क्या है कि जो रेवेन्यू सिस्टम को वापस से करना. ओके, यू कैन से रीइवैल्यूएट करना, पूरा सिस्टम को बदल डालना. Revenue collection from zamindars was in cash and strict. Earlier they used to submit either in the form of kind, वस्तु के रूप में देते थे. Now the revenue collection was in cash and it was strict. Those unable to pay were forced to sell their lands to larger zamindars. So if they are unable to pay the land revenue system, then they have to force to sell their lands to the larger zamindars. Now this is all the features that about Awadh, or it may be Hyderabad, or about Bengal. Now what is the common feature of all these three states? Three common features were seen among these three states. They were suspicious of administrative systems they inherited. So they were suspicious of the administration which they got. Then their tax collection methods were differed, and these states developed a relationship with rich bankers and the merchants. These are all the three common features could be seen in Bengal, Hyderabad, as well as in Awadh under the leadership of either Sadat Khan or Asaf Jah or Murshid Quli Khan. So that's all about for today. We have studied about the condition of the Mughal Empire during, or I can say in the beginning of 18th century. Then the three old provinces, the later one like the Marathas, the Jats, the Sikhs, and the Wathan Jagirs, we are going to study in our next class. In the meantime, keep studying, keep learning, and please do read the textbook. And till then, stay tuned. Thank you. Bye bye. And we'll see you in next